right, hello everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, How to Trade Like the Pros. I'm Jerry D'Ambrosio. Great turnout here, guys. Really glad you guys could take time out of your day to join me here today. We have a lot of great information to cover. Hope everybody's ready for a great webinar. I also want to welcome anybody who is joining us via YouTube as well. So no matter where you are, thank you guys for joining me here today. A couple of things I want you guys to do for me first, if you don't mind. Grab a pen and a piece of paper, of course something to drink, but I will ask you guys to write a few things down a little bit later. So if somebody could grab a pen and a piece of paper, also great if you wanted to take notes, that'll of course help. Number two, just get rid of any distractions. It's noon here on the East Coast, 9 o'clock on the West Coast on a Wednesday. So, hopefully you guys are, have the minimal distractions because you're all here and you're ready to learn. I want to commend you for that. I've been working with a lot of people over the years, and I see a lot of familiar names in a lot of these webinars that I do, a lot of courses that I teach. And I really enjoy that because people are really serious about getting better as traders and investors. And the more information you digest, the more courses you take, the more webinars you listen to, that's going to happen. So you guys are here, you're ready to learn. And what you're going to learn today are 5 common principles professional traders follow. Number 2, an extremely easy and effective short-term trading strategy, and I really emphasize short-term. And then finally, how to quickly and easily identify the best trades. And if you guys stick with me to the end, we're going to be together for about an hour, okay? I will give you a copy of today's slides. Just somebody remind me at the very end, I don't know, about 50 minutes from now, just say, hey, Jerry, don't forget the slides, and I'll put a PDF in the handout section of your GoToMeeting control panel. Those of you joining us via YouTube, you will get a copy as well, okay? Steven says, I always pick up new things every time he watches. Awesome, all right? So again, guys, my name is Jerry D'Ambrosio. I'm the manager of educational content. This is our education team. By the way, I do have Ray Clark. Ray is third from the left. He will be in the background. He'll be answering any questions that you guys have. I'll try to answer as many as I can along the way. I will save some time at the very end for some of the more common questions, and Ray will answer questions, guys, via the chat if you have any. So don't hesitate if you have any questions. Please ask. We have a fantastic education team. Our main goal every day is to make folks better traders and investors. And that has really evolved over the years, our education department, because when I first started with VectorVest, we focused primarily on the VectorVest program. But by, I guess, popular demand, we always used to get questions about trading and different investing techniques, and we've just evolved into an education department that not only teaches you the VectorVest program, we have so many courses and videos about the basics of the program, navigation, what this tool does, what that tool does, how to understand the VectorVest system. But then we have a lot of different courses and webinars on just in more, I guess, advanced education, trading techniques, candlestick patterns, options, retirement-minded approaches for your retirement portfolio. So things like that. So we have a fantastic education team, happy to be a part of it. And that's what we're here to do. So let's start off by talking about what makes a pro a pro. What makes a professional trader and a professional trader? What are the qualities that separates these men and women from the average retail investor? So this section here is all about getting your mind right, getting you in the right mindset, because this is not your buy and hold retirement approach. What I'm about to teach you here today is for the capital that you have set aside to trade a little bit more actively. So it's for your swing trading portfolio. We have retirement courses, we have options courses, and maybe you've taken some of those courses where you're implementing the techniques taught in those courses, but with a portion of your overall investment capital. You're not going to use every dollar you have. Maybe you will on options. I mean, if you're that proficient with options, maybe you just do that. Learn different types of trading techniques, but apply options to it instead of buying the stock. And that's why, we really suggest that you should be doing that. You should be allocating certain portions of your overall investment capital to different types of investment instruments, options, dividend paying stocks, capital appreciation, shorter term trading, things like that. Okay? So know that going into this. This is not your retirement approach. This is for your swing trading portfolio. So number one, what separates a pro from a pro? They're realistic. They know that there's no magic pill that they can take that will make them better traders overnight. Success in this industry, in anything that you do, in any industry, comes with time and effort. So if you ask CEOs or construction site managers or financial company presidents or anybody that has ever gotten to the top of their fields, they'll tell you that it didn't happen overnight. It took hard work. And I always use in this case the professional athlete analogy because it holds true. The best players in their respective sports have always been known as the harder workers, right? They were always the first ones in the gym, the last ones to leave. Michael Jordan, for example, he didn't just go into the gym every once in a while and mess around, right? He was always the hardest worker, and he got to where he got to. So with investing and trading, it's the same way. It's a skill that you have to hone, but you're not gonna get there overnight. Next is a professional trader controls their emotions. Now I know this is easier said than done, but they don't allow losing trades to affect them. It's because they don't think of the money first. They focus on doing the right things, making the right trades, making the right decisions, and sticking to their plan. And if they know if they do that, the money will follow. Okay? One of the reasons that they feel this way is because they place trades based on facts and data rather than a gut feeling or a recommendation from somebody, a family member or anything like that, right? We've all been there. Earlier on in my career, I've placed trades because I just had a feeling that they were going to go up. You go on Yahoo, you go on any of these financial news sites, and they're always posting articles about certain stocks and how that particular author feels about that stock and his opinion on that stock. And he'll lay out a bunch of facts, right, about the company and where he thinks they're heading. But that way back 15 years ago when I first started with VectorVest, that's how I would kind of get my ideas on which stocks to trade. Okay, but pros don't go about it that way. They look solely at the information in front of them to make decisions in terms of what the chart looks like, what the company's financial performance has been. A lot of traders really base their decisions on technical analysis, so they're looking at the data, they're looking at the technical indicators, what are the indicators telling them, and then that's how they place their trades. Next is they're prepared. They know exactly when they're going to get out of a trade even before getting in. Can you say that? Can you honestly say that with every trade that you place, not investment, with every trade that you place, with the expectation that it's a swing trade, so the whole average holding period could be days or weeks, but it's not the average holding period that you're using to determine when to exit. It's other things. It's chart analysis. It's the particular setup or indicators that you're using. Do you know when you're going to get out of a trade even before getting in? And pros do, and that's because they've examined and tested so many different techniques and different variations of a technique to figure out which one is best. And I love this slide because, again, very, very relevant, right? You walk onto a plane, and I haven't been on a plane in a while, but I'm sure they still do this. The flight attendants go through how to get off of the plane in case of an emergency. And that's kind of what you're doing when you set a stop price or a profit target, or or just simply laying out a plan as to when to exit a trade. If something goes wrong, where am I going to get out? And lastly, and most importantly, I think professional traders are disciplined. They stay sharp and focused when things are going well, but they're resilient when things aren't going so well. So they have a plan and they stick to it. Now, what happens if you continue to struggle with some of these things. What things? Well, allowing emotions to make decisions for you, not having a plan, not following a plan, thinking that you're going to become billionaires overnight, right? And not putting in the work. That we kind of led with that because that's the most important part. You got to put in the work first, then everything else will kind of fall along in place in terms of what techniques should I use, what stop criteria, things like that. But you got to put in the work and be serious. What happens if you continue to struggle? You'll go broke. Now, I don't mean you're going to be unemployed living on the streets, but you're not going to be playing this game too much longer. Losses will just keep building up, right? Building up, building up. Clusters of losing trades. You're going to wind up broke with no more money to invest. Now, we don't want that. If you start doing things the right way, you'll know exactly what you're doing, no matter what the situation is. So no matter what the market throws at you, you have a plan that has been proven to work, and you're going to stick to that plan. So confidence is a big part of investing and trading. So your confidence will grow if you start to do things the right way, if you start to correct some of those bad habits or just issues that you feel are holding you back. Once you start to develop better habits, you'll start to see more consistent gains. Now, there is a big mistake, though, that traders make when first starting to implement short-term trading systems. They follow unproven, complicated strategies. For some reason, new traders who are first starting to learn all of these different technical indicators, right? Stochastics, MACD, average true range, on balance volume, Bollinger Bands, playing with different types of moving averages, right? So you're learning all of this information, all of these indicators, and you feel like you have to throw them all up on the chart at the same time. So they think that they need to use, 5 different technical indicators, 3 different types of moving averages to help identify entries and exits. New traders, for some reason, find value in complexity. The harder or the more indicators they have, the more reliable the signal must be, and it's the total opposite. Most times that only leads to confusion, frustration, confliction. You might have one indicator telling you one thing, another indicator telling you another thing. You learn these indicators, you know what they mean, but how do you put it together? How do you put it all together into a complete, easy to understand technique, trading system? So what I want to show you today is what's called the RSI-2 trading system. Just some brief, highlights about the system. It was developed by Larry Connors. Larry Connors is an author. He's a trader. He has over 30 years in the financial markets industry. This technique focuses on stocks in long-term uptrends, but are experiencing short-term corrections. That's rather broad, right? That's rather vague. He defines it though. But just know that we're going to focus on stocks in long-term uptrends, but that are experiencing pullbacks, short-term corrections within that underlying uptrend. And what I love about this technique is that it is so simple. It uses 3 indicators, that's it. Not 8, not 5, and then 2 moving averages or 3 moving averages, right? It uses 3 indicators. A 200-day simple moving average to identify the long-term trend, and a 5-day simple moving average and the 2-period relative strength index to identify the short-term trend. Okay? Let me show you how this system works. We're looking at Procter & Gamble from November of 2018 to November of 2019. Do not worry about the time frame. I will explain why I went back this far in a little bit. Let's just focus on the technique, the mechanics, the type of stock that we want to favor. So during this 1-year time period, it's been a great stock, right? Bottom left to upper right. Overall price moves in that direction. But there have been times where the stock pulls back. It stays above its 200-day moving average, but it falls below its 5-day simple moving average. That is how Larry Connors defines long-term uptrend, but a short-term pullback or a short-term correction. Price above the 200-day moving average and below the 5-day moving average, that is That's 2/3 of the puzzle here, or 2/3 of the pie. RSI is the other piece, right? RSI is scaled between 0 and 100. The industry standard look back period for RSI is a 14-day RSI, with the extreme lower level at 30 and the extreme upper level at 70. And you could plot this on any chart, on any stock over time. You could show the RSI movement. So below 30 with the industry standard look back of 14 is considered oversold. Above 70 is considered overbought. Now I had to open this chart up a little bit. Remember, the chart we were just looking at was from November of 18 to November of 19. Now during that time period, the 14 period RSI never went below 30. So it didn't technically give a buy signal using the industry standard. I had to go back. October of 2018 was the only time in this year and a half here now that we're looking at that the RSI went below 30, and that was a good buying opportunity. Now, that's not what Larry Connors used, though. He didn't use the industry standard look back. What he did was he sped up the indicator and changed the look back period to 2. When we're looking at daily price charts, by the way, we're not looking at weekly or intraday. It's a daily price chart, so it is a 2-day RSI. 2-day RSI. He changed the look back period. He sped up the indicator and is using a 2-period RSI. When you do that, you also have to adjust your extreme levels. So he lowered the extreme level from 30 to 10. You might be asking, why? Why a 2-period RSI? Why 10? Why a 5-day moving average? Why a 200-day moving average? Earlier I said that the reason why professional traders feel confident in their plan is because they've examined and tested different techniques to figure out which one is best. So the only answer that I can give you without speaking to Larry Connors myself would be he landed on this and he published this because this is the combination that worked the best. I'm sure he tried a 4-period RSI, maybe raised the level to 10, or lowered the level to 5, or whatever. He tested different variations of this, and this is what worked out the best. Okay. So here's the trade. Here's the setup. Along with the price of the stock above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day simple moving average and the 2-period RSI below 10. There's your setup. There's your trade. Okay, price above the 200-day moving average, long-term uptrend, and you can see during this time period the price was above the 200-day moving average the entire time. On a number of occasions, it not only fell below the 5-period moving average, but during that time, the 2-period RSI dipped below 10. That is your setup. Let's take a look at what this looks like written down on paper. Okay, some of you might be visual learners in terms of looking at charts. Some of you might, like to see it written down, and and some of you, a combination of both. So here's the RSI2 trading plan written down on paper. The entry rules are: we are going to buy only when the stock is above the 200-day moving average and below the 5-day moving average. Both of those are simple moving averages, with a 2-period RSI below 10. And this is the important part. We are entering near the close of the day. A few minutes before the close, put a market order in, and you're in the trade. Okay? But make sure price is above the 200-day simple moving average and below the 5-day simple moving average with a 2-period RSI below 10. That's it. And you enter near the close. You exit. The exit criteria is you will exit when price goes above the 5-day simple moving average, and you are to exit near the close of that day. So we're entering when price is below the 5-day simple moving average. We are exiting when it goes above it, but we are exiting near the close of the day where the stock crosses above or is above the 5-day simple moving average. Let's look at some examples on a chart. Okay. Remember the long-term chart of Procter & Gamble that we were looking at, right? Price was above the 200-day moving average the entire time. So just know going in that every example that I'm about to show you Price is above the 200-day moving average. Notice though, with this, when we zoom in, we can't see that purple line. We just can't. It's not in view. But just know that price is above the 200-day moving average. So on July 23rd, 2019, price is above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average. That's the white line, and the 2-period RSI below 10. We are to enter the trade near the close of that day. How do I know it closed here and not up at the top above the 5-day moving average? I know that because it is a red candle, a filled candle, excuse me. Filled candles, unfilled candles. Filled candle is when the close is at the bottom of the body and the open is at the top of the body. The unfilled candle is when the open is at the bottom of the body and the close is at the top of the body. Okay, yes, these are daily charts, end of day charts. Okay. So on this day, July 23rd, 2019, we are to enter near the close of that day at roughly 113.85. Now that's the closing price of July 23rd of 2019. I don't know what the price was at 3:55 p.m. Eastern time on that day. But for the purposes of what I'm about to go through, I'm going to use the closing price. That's going to be our buy price. And we want to get in as close to the close as possible. Buy at 113.85. When do we sell? So now we're in the trade. What is our exit criteria? You guys remember from a few slides ago? We are to exit when price goes above the 5-day moving average, and we are to exit near the close of that session. That happened on July 26th, 3 days later, and we are to sell as close to the close of the day as possible at roughly 114.73. That is a winning trade. I don't want you to focus just yet on monetary performance, monetized performance. I want you to focus on winning trades and losing trades. Let's just see how effective, how efficient this technique is in producing winning trades. All right, so let's focus on that first, and I'll talk about performance, some more performance metrics in a moment, including percent gain overall. So that is a winning trade. So I asked you guys to take out a pen and a piece of paper earlier. Somebody please do that. I'm going to do that as well, but I'm going to tally wins and losses. Okay, that's a winning trade. Again, small win, but it's a win nonetheless. Okay, the very next day we have another setup, don't we? Is the price of the stock still above the 200-day moving average? Is the price of the stock about to close below the 5-day moving average? And is the 2-period RSI below 10? The answer is yes to all three of those questions. So we have another setup, and that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you all of the setups for this stock from July moving forward. I'm not going to show you all of them, but I'm going to show you enough of them to get an idea of how the technique works. Gary is asking, do you have stops? So let's go back to a few slides ago where I showed you guys what's called the exit criteria, right? Exit criteria. Didn't say stop loss, didn't say profit target. It said exit criteria. So the exit criteria, no matter what happens after you buy the stock, is you close the position when the price of the stock is about to close above the 5-day moving average. That is your exit criteria. Don't think of it as a stop loss. It's an exit criteria. So the very next day, we had another setup, and we buy it at 113.15. We sell it the same day, a couple of days later, at 114.73. Now that's another winning trade. Now I'm not saying that if you bought it on July 23rd, you should buy more of it on July 24th. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you didn't buy it on July 23rd, for whatever reason, you had an opportunity to buy it on July 24th because the setup was still there. Price was still above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI still below 10. You had another opportunity there. That's what I'm going to be showing you. All the opportunities, all the setups. That gives you really an efficient. It gives you a more accurate efficacy of the technique, because it's showing you on any given setup, This is your average winning percentage. Because again, if you didn't buy it the day before, you had another opportunity. That buy the day before resulted in a winning trade. Danny says, but why wouldn't you buy more on 8.5? 8.5 is the date that I'm showing now. I don't understand what you mean by why wouldn't you buy more of it. We're not even in it yet. We already exited the trade. I didn't buy it here. I didn't buy it on August 2nd because the 2-period RSI was not below 10. I see maybe what you're saying, Danny, is in that price is below the 5-day moving average on August 2nd, and it's above the 200-day moving average. But remember, the 2-period RSI did not dip below 10. It did on August 5th. Okay? Price of the stock is above the 200-day moving average, but it's experiencing a short-term correction, and it's about to close below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI dipped below 10. We are to buy at roughly 113.08. That is the closing price. We want to get in as close to the close as possible. We sell a few days later at 115.52. That's another winning trade. Price of the stock opened below its 5-day simple moving average, but it closed above it. So we exit right near the close of the session. That's another winning trade. Literally moving from left to right. I'm not skipping over any dates here. I'm moving from left to right. Okay? The very next setup after the August 5th was not until September 10th of 2019. So we had to wait a month. Price is still above the 200-day moving average, but it's experiencing a short-term pullback and has fallen below the 5-day simple moving average, closes below it, and the 2-period RSI below 10. We are to enter the trade as close to the close of September 10th as possible, and that's at roughly 119.88. When do we sell? We sell 2 days later at 122.77. That's another winning trade. Why? Why do we sell that day? Because price is about to close above the 5-day simple moving average. Okay? The very next setup was almost a month later, October 2nd of 2019. Price is still above the 200-day moving average, but it's experiencing a pullback, falling below the 5-day moving average. The 2-period RSI, which is in green, has fallen below the 10 line, which is the red line, and it's closing below it. We are to enter at roughly 121.08. That is the close of that day. We want to get in as close to the close as possible. We exit a few days later at 124 bucks. That's another winning trade. 5 wins in a row. Again, I didn't skip over any dates. We started at the end of July of 2019. We're a couple of months in. We're 5 for 5. October 14th, 2019 was your next setup. Price of the stock is still above the 200-day moving average, but it has fallen below the 5-day moving average. Now, it did fall below the 5-day moving average for the couple of days prior, 4 days in fact, but the 2-period RSI was not below 10. But on October 14th, it did go below 10, so that gave us our first setup. So if we buy at 120.05, when do we sell? We sell here at 119.08. What do you know? That is a losing trade, isn't it? Okay, so again, no stop losses. The next day when the stock went down, the next couple of days when the stock went down, I'm not selling just because it's falling. Okay, I'm exiting the position when I see that the price of the stock is about to close above the 5-day simple moving average. This resulted in a losing trade. This was our first losing trade so far. Okay. The very next day was another setup. Again, I'm not saying that you should buy more of it if you bought it the day before. Let's say the day before you didn't have any buying power left, right? You didn't have any positions in your portfolio, open positions in your portfolio. I don't know. You were sick. You were on vacation. Whatever the case may be, on October 14th, you did not buy it, but you had opportunity on the 15th. You felt better. You got back from vacation. You had money to trade. So you could have entered on that day. Again, setups, that's what I'm showing you. Efficacy of the system no matter which setup you take. You buy on October 15th at roughly 117.20. Now in this case, you're still selling the same day, But this one winded up a winning trade. This setup winded up being a winning trade. 2 days later, if you didn't buy it on the couple of days before, you had another opportunity. On October 17th, price is still above the 200-day moving average, but has fallen below the 5-day moving average, about to close below it, and the 2-period RSI below 10. So if we buy there at roughly 116.63, we sell the same day a couple of days later at 119.08. That's another winning trade. So from July of 2019 to October of 2019, how many setups were there and how many wins and how many losses? Did anybody keep track? Good thing I did. All right. There were okay, you guys are getting close. One loss, yes, good job, Reggie. 7 wins and 1 loss. Seven winning setups and 1 losing setup. Good job, guys. A lot of you guys are typing that in. 7 winning setups, 1 losing setup. That's pretty good, right? Out of 8 trades, you made money 7 out of 8 times. Now, that's a small sample size. I understand. So what I did was I went back a little further. I went to November of 2018 all the way to current. And I told you guys earlier that I would tell you or explain why I went all the way back to, in showing you and teaching you the system, why I went back that far. Number one, I wanted to teach you the system on a stock that you should be, the type of stock that you should be favoring. Those bottom left to upper right stocks where price is above the 200-day moving average the entire time. So that's the type of environment, that's the type of stock behavior, stock trend that you want to favor. Going all the way back to November of 2018, all the way to current, there were 38 RSI2 setups. I showed you guys 8 of them. Okay? There were more, obviously. There were 38 total. 32 winning trades, 6 losing trades. That's an 84% winning trade percentage. Of the 6 losing trades, I showed you guys one of them, right? Where we bought higher than where we sold, right? We bought at a higher price than where we sold it at. Okay. Average holding period using this technique is 2 to 5 days. Okay, Gary is saying it doesn't look like you could trade the options on this system. That is incorrect, Gary. You actually can. And in a moment, I'm going to just briefly explain some research that one of our clients did on trading the options as opposed to the stock. Okay, so one stock, Procter & Gamble, 84% winning trade percentage. All right, if you're not 100% convinced because that's only one stock, I get it. So what I did was, as of a couple of days ago, I looked at the top 5 CI stocks in the S&P 500 watch list within VectorVest. Comfort Index is a VectorVest proprietary indicator that looks for stocks that exhibit price growth persistence over time. Those bottom left to upper right stocks with not a ton of volatility, but pullbacks along the way, but then eventually continue to move higher. Those persistently growing stocks, those are high CI stocks. Those are the types of stocks that we want to favor. So to provide you guys with additional research, I went into the S&P 500 watch list as of a couple of days ago. Okay, and the top 5 CI stocks were IT, Morgan Stanley, what is that, Bed Bath and Beyond, BBWI, I think, Capital One, HCA. Over the last 1 year, okay, over the last 1 year, hold on one second, I gotta just correct this, give me 1 second. Okay, oops. CI stands for Comfort Index. Over the last 1 year, across all 5 stocks, there were 79 RSI2 setups. 79 total, not 79 each stock. 79 total RSI2 setups. What is an RSI2 setup? An RSI2 setup is price above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average and the 2-period RSI below 10. That happened across all 5 stocks 79 times over the last 1 year. There were 64 winning trades, 15 losing trades. That's an 81% winning trade percentage. So while Procter and Gamble was one stock, and it was, I guess, cherry picked. If you want to say that, I can't argue with you. I had to teach you the system. I wanted you to teach you the system on the type of stock that you should be trading. The types of stocks that you should be trading also with this system are high CI stocks, such as the 5 that you see here. Over the course of the last 1 year, 79 RSI2 setups, 64 winning trades, 15 losing trades. Again, that's an 81% winning trade percentage. Now, what does that look like? That's winning percentage. So earlier I said, let's just focus on winning trades, winning percentage. Okay? We got that part out of the way. Not bad. Using the technique how Larry Connors developed it, produces somewhere between 80 to 90% winning trades. All right? The way Larry Connors developed it, and the exit criteria he used is, remember, price closing above the 5-day moving average. What we're looking at here is an 11.5-year back test using the same RSI2 setup selection criteria that I just taught you. The exit criteria here used in this long-term back test is a little different than the exit criteria that I just taught you. And that's only because within the VectorVest program right now, we don't have a way to close a position. We don't have a way to automate closing a position when price is about to close above the 5-day moving average. We just don't have that capability. So I wanted to create a technique, a system, an automated system that holds true to the same RSI2 principles that I just taught you. The selection criteria, the entry criteria is the same. Okay? Again, slight difference or slight variation of the exit criteria. And that's only because I can't automate the way I just taught it. So, from February 8th of 2010 all the way to September 28th, that was yesterday, 2021, this trading system is up 609%. That's 52% a year. It turned $100,000 into $708,000 in 11 years, with a winning percentage of 93%. 93% winning percentage. 219 closed winning trades and 16 closed losing trades. That's over an 11-year period. Okay? Now, you might be wondering or thinking to yourself, and I know a lot of you folks are, saying, wow, this is fantastic. I love this. Somebody said this is interesting. A lot of OMGs that I'm seeing. Okay? But you don't have time, right? You're thinking this is going to take up too much time to look at chart after chart after chart each day to try to find this setup. If you're thinking, if I'm supposed to enter near the close, exit near the close with this trading system, I'd have to spend a lot of time trying to find a handful of candidates, right? Well, no. What I'm about to tell you eliminates all of that time. No matter what we teach you here at VectorVest, we want you to be able to do it faster, smarter, and better. So I'm going to take a few guesses as to why you guys tuned in today. Okay, you tuned in today because you heard that this webinar was called How to Trade Like the Pros. You probably thought, Hey, he's going to teach us something about how professional traders trade. So you want to learn from the best, right? I don't want my Uncle Mike teaching me how to shoot free throws. I want somebody who knows how to shoot free throws. So that's why you guys are here. You also want to take emotion out of your trading. Maybe this is holding you back. All right, you get in your own head, you make decisions that you shouldn't make because you're ticked off or happy, right? These are emotions that we have to eliminate from our trading. This is what the pros do, and that's maybe why you're here as well. You're also here, you want more confidence. Confidence is a big part in this game, all right? Lack of confidence, battered confidence will affect your decision making as well. It will affect your performance. Just like a baseball hitter's slump affects confidence, which snowballs and affects his performance. So maybe not where you want to be right now. You're asking the question, well, all right, this seems interesting, and a lot of you folks are typing that in. Okay, you're probably wondering, okay, how can I do this? How can I start learning this stuff? How can I take my game to the next level? How can I become financially independent where maybe not overnight, but years down the road, I don't have to worry about money anymore? You know, you do have a choice. You can do it by yourself, or you can take bits and pieces of what I taught you here today, um, or we can give you all of the answers. So that's why we put together a 6 session, a 6 week webcast series where we teach you techniques from 3 of the very best professional traders in the industry. You'll learn top trading strategies of the pros and how to quickly and easily identify the best trades. I hope you saw that if you learn to implement strategies like the one I showed you today, it doesn't have to be the only one that you implement, but techniques like that that have been tested and tested over time, that you will achieve the success that you're looking for. Now, this is Hugh. Hugh is a former graduate of one of our recent Trade Like a Pro courses. He sent me an email not too long after the course was over. He said, I'm a retired financial services executive, so I had to unlearn what the quote street teaches to start making money. Before taking the Trade Like a Pro course, I found it was difficult to stick with a system since there were too many variables. I could never achieve the short-term trading success I sought. After taking the course, I began to see results right away. I now have a successful approach and I am much more disciplined with my trading. So here are the modules, guys. These are pre-recorded modules, and I know a lot of questions are coming in about some of the specifics of the course. I'm there now, so I'm sure I'm going to answer a lot of those as we go here. Okay? The course is a 6 module course. The 6 modules are pre-recorded. You will have access to all 6 modules and everything within the course upon registration, upon registering for the course. Module 1, we get into getting you guys into the correct mindset, because again, this is not your retirement minded approach. We'll talk more about how the pros think. We'll talk about risk management. And a really important part of this first module is order entry. Then we get into different trading techniques. Module number 2 is candlestick patterns. I love candlestick reversal signals. They're very reliable indications of changing sentiment and turning points. Module number 3, we talk about the different types of market environments that you will encounter and the different technical indicators that you should be using in those different environments. Then number 4, module number 4, we get into our first professional trader's technique. It's called the Holy Grail. Okay, the Holy Grail. This is a technique, a very short-term trading technique developed by Linda Rajke. Steve Chappell is going to come in module number 4 and teach you all about this technique. It's for both bullish and bearish markets. Module number 5, I'm going to come in and teach you guys about the 50-50 strategy and what's called 80 excellence. 2 very good ones developed by Charles Schaap. Okay, I love the 50-50, one of my favorites. It's a little bit more of an intermediate term technique, meaning that the turnaround or the turnover isn't as fast as, say, the RSI2 or even the Holy Grail. You might hold positions for a little bit longer using the 50-50. It's for those of you that maybe you want to be swing traders, you want to use some technical indicators to help pinpoint entries and exits, but you don't want to trade every other day, or a couple of times a week maybe. That system is one that you can maybe hold on to stocks for a little bit longer, as long as the exit criteria that has been laid out and that will be taught to you has not been reached yet, right? And then finally, the highlight of the course, module number 6, RSI 2, a little bit more about that, and a technique also developed by Larry Connors called the RSI 25 strategy, which is exclusively designed for ETFs. As an added bonus, we're going to throw this course in as well. This is a 6-session webcast series called Master the Art of Candlestick Analysis. We touch on candlestick reversal signals in Module 2 of the Trade Like a Pro course. This is a 6-week course on candlestick reversal signals and how to trade them. Now, this course is valued at $995. We're going to give it to you. We're going to give you 1-year access to it in the VectorVest University as part of the Trade Like a Pro course. This is a self-study course, so these are pre-recorded modules, pre-recorded mastery sessions, pre-recorded trading session that we did. So just know that. Now, part of the Trade Like a Pro course, here are some bonuses. 6 live mastery support sessions. The modules are pre-recorded, but once a week we will meet live to help you implement what you learned in the module. We'll look at what you're doing. You're going to get a homework assignment after each module, and we're going to go over that homework assignment in the live mastery sessions. What I love about these sessions, now, the content of the module or modules are historical, meaning the examples that we show you to teach you the techniques are historical examples. They're older examples. They're from maybe a few years ago. Don't worry so much about that. Understand and learn the system, the technique, what the chart needs to look like, where the indicators need to be. Know that historically, so that when we come to these live mastery sessions, what we're going to do is we're going to get into the program as of that day and look at some real life examples. So you're going to remember what the setup should look like because you studied it historically, and you're going to apply that to the real market and real life examples. Okay? You're also going to get access to, it's actually 70 days. I should have updated this. I'm sorry. It's 70 days access to our VectorVest real-time program, which is also known as our VectorVest Premium. And yes, Dan, this does work with end of day, but you do need Pro Trader. I'm going to get to a few things in a moment let me answer your question in a moment, Dan. But the answer is yes, it does work with end of day, except for the RSI Larry Connors systems, because remember, you're exiting and entering near the close of those sessions, so you do need some sort of intraday data. But I'm going to get to your specific question in a moment. Okay. Another bonus is we are going to do a live trading session. This is essentially, I guess you can call it Module 7. It's going to be after Module 6. After that mastery session, this is going to be a live trading session. I love this session. This is where we implement everything that we learned over the course of the 6 weeks. I'm going to show you also how to use RoboTrader to manage your trades. Okay. This session steps you through everything from market analysis to trade setup, to trade execution, and then to trade management. Everything. We cover everything that you need to understand when implementing these short-term techniques. Now, here's the big part. I know a lot of you guys were asking this question. I think Ray answered it as well. I wanted to hold off on it, answering it, because I knew I'd come to it here. This is huge too. Exclusively for workshop attendees, you will receive pre-built scans that make finding your trades a breeze. You were probably thinking, great, all right, they teach us all these techniques. They teach us the RSI, they teach us the 50-50, the 80 excellence, the Holy Grail, the candlestick patterns. Yes, we do. But the legwork in terms of the searches and creating the searches has already been done already. I built these scans to quickly and easily find the best candidates to trade. And they will be inserted into your VectorVest 7 program, so you don't have to build them yourselves. Okay? I will be inserting these programs to your accounts, those of you that register for the Trade Like a Pro, shortly after you register. okay, within about a week or so. I'll get to the mastery sessions in a moment. We still have a couple of weeks until our first live mastery session. So you'll be, before our first mastery session, you will have all of the scans built into your programs. Okay? You will also get this automated trading system that I showed you earlier that centers around the RSI-2 technique. You're going to get the exit criteria. You're going to get how many stocks this trades. You're going to get whether it diversifies between industry and sector. How many do we replace or not replace? What is the deployment, the capital deployment strategies after I exit? All of those little variables, right, that go into an automated trading system, where what I mean by automated is you set it, you forget it, it's hands off, it does all the work for you. You just have to make the trades when you get the recommendations and alerts. This trading system that over the last 11 years is up 609%, 52% a year, 93% winning trades. Yes, we gave back a lot during the COVID crash. But look at where we are now compared to where we were then. We're even higher now than we were at the peak before COVID. You might be asking, why didn't you go to cash? Because the system doesn't tell you to go to cash. It didn't tell us to go to cash here. It didn't tell us to go to cash here. It follows a specific set of rules, and we continued to follow those rules even during the COVID crash. Okay? You're also going to get this trading system. This is another automated trading system that centers around the RSI 25 technique applied to ETFs. This system, since October of 2017, is up, it's actually up more than that. It's actually up a little over 80%. Actually, let me see exactly what it's up. Hold, please. 87%. So this is an intraday chart. It's up 87%. This is an automated. You don't need RoboTrader for this, guys. I'm using RoboTrader to track this trading system. Again, it's centering around the RSI 25. Check this out. So November of 2017, we're almost going on 4 years. 96% winning trades, 65 winning trades, and 3 losing trades. ETFs only, and this trades the big boys, the Dow ETFs, the S&P ETFs, the NASDAQ ETFs, and the Russell. Non-leveraged, double leveraged, triple leveraged. It's a bullish technique that centers around the RSI 25 strategy. The VectorVest composite is up about 47% over that same time period. So we are almost doubling the performance of the market using ETFs. And I didn't just put what the S&P was up. The S&P over the same time period is up maybe about 60-70%. And the portfolio that I just showed you is up, what did I say, 86%? 87%. I didn't just put the S&P as the benchmark in terms of how are we outperforming the market. The reason why I didn't do that is this trading system doesn't just trade S&P ETFs. It trades Dow, NASDAQ, and Russell. So it's unfair, almost incorrect, to measure the performance of this trading system solely against the S&P. What the VVC does is it tracks all of those different indices, and it is the composite of those 4 indices, really. So the Dow was down less, so it makes more sense to use the VectorVest composite as the benchmark, particularly for this trading system, because it trades all 4 of those index ETFs. Hopefully that makes that example makes sense, or explanation makes sense. Okay, so almost doubling the performance of the market. Are you kidding me? 95% winning trades, 59 winning trades, and 3 losing trades. I've never seen anything like that before. Automated, by the way. Automated. You put it into the Genius. You don't need RoboTrader to do it. You will get the rules to this trading system as part of the course. And I'll show you guys, and I'm going to show you all how to set it up, towards the end when we talk about the RSI and the RSI 25. Okay. So David says, Jerry, can you please review how RSI could be used with options before we leave? I haven't fully gone over the data yet, but the email that the gentleman sent me told me that you win or you make 14 times more trading the option than you would have trading the stock. And he used a couple of high CI stocks as examples in the S&P. So he went through all of the RSI2 setups over a given time period on those high CI stocks. He calculated how much money you would have made on the stock and then how much money you would have made on the option. 14 times more money. Okay? And again, I haven't gone over the data yet, and I have to still talk to that gentleman about it. But it's just simply buying calls too, guys. It's no spreads. It's just buying, I believe, at the money calls. There's other variables that are involved, of course. But you can make a lot more money on the option than you can on the stock. Most importantly here, you're going to get hands-on training by both myself and Steve Chappell. Steve Chappell is the other instructor. He's the Director of Trading Systems Development. Both Steve and I will be there during the mastery sessions to answer any questions that you guys have throughout the course. Okay? Yeah, Terry says, definitely love the option leverage. Very meaningful. Absolutely. Now this course is valued at $2,995, but the early bird rate is still available for $2,495. That's $500 off the early bird rate. But for you folks that are here today, either joining us via YouTube or GoToMeeting, I'm going to knock an extra $200 off. So for $22.95, and if you register before the end of today's webinar, and if you go to VectorVest.com/TLP, and thank you, Ray, for typing that in the chat box. You guys should see that link in the chat box. VectorVest.com/TLP, $22.95. I'll give you guys a little hint. By the way, this session is being recorded and will be sent out, a few hours later, a few hours from now. Now, if you're someone that is listening that did not attend live, I will leave this price open for you guys. So if you're watching this recording, it might be late afternoon, it might be early evening today on Wednesday or Thursday. I'll leave this rate open for you guys to register before it goes back to the early bird rate. So $22.95, you get everything. What do you get? You get the course, six modules, 6 pre-recorded modules, 6 live mastery support sessions, 1 live trading session, the candlestick analysis course, 6-session webcast series self-study for 1 year. That's $995 value. You get the pre-built scans, the 2 RSI automated trading systems, and also, if you don't already have VectorVest Premium, which is our real-time program, you get access to that for 70 days as well. The elite pricing is $1,497.50. Thank you, Ray, for typing that in. That's half off the regular rate, $1,497.50. Here are the dates of the live mastery support sessions. We begin on October 20th. October 20th is the first one. Yes, plenty of time. Got 3 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today, October 20th. I want to confirm that that is correct. October 20th is the first live mastery session. Yes, so you have all of this time to digest all of the data, all of the information, all of the content, all the modules. You can even watch the old live mastery support sessions that are already in the university. So let's say you go into the university and you watch Mastery Support Session 1. That session will be replaced with the one that we do on October 20th. And let's say 4 months from now or 3 months from now, we do another Trade Like a Pro course. Our mastery session that we do will be replaced with the current one at the time, and you will always have that new session moving forward for up to a year. What I want you to do, not call, you could give us a call. 888-658-7638 is our number. Or you can just go to that website that you see at the bottom there, www.vectorvest.com/TLP. That is the easiest way to do this. Okay? The live trading session will begin at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on December 1st. That is our live trading session, an hour before the market opens. A lot of work and prep work needs to be done before the market opens, and we go through all of it. What I just did, guys, you should see it in a couple seconds, is I put the slides, the PDF of the slides in your handout section of your GoToMeeting control panel. You should see it there now. It says TLP Webcast. You could just simply open it and download it, but you have it there. All right. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining me here today. I want to thank Ray for being in the background, answering all your questions, guys. You had a ton of questions. I hope I answered some of them. I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes to answer some questions. Yeah, so Terry says, just signed in. The price shows $22.95. That's what it should show. Terry, if you're an elite subscriber, well, I don't think you are, Terry, but if you just signed up, the price should show $22.95. That is the correct price. If you are elite, if you continue, then you'll be charged $1497.50 if you're truly elite. If you have any questions, give our support department a call. Yeah, if you don't see the $14.95 rate, but it should say that. Give me 1 second. I can. Oops. An elite subscriber, a couple of questions are coming in, is somebody who has been with us for more than 5 years or has spent more than, I believe, $5,000 with us over the course of a lifetime. Yeah, $1497.50 is what an elite subscriber should see. If you don't see that, give our support department a call, or you might not be signed in. Yeah, $5,000 or 5 years. Thank you, Michael. That is an elite subscriber. Ray says, I don't see the slideshow. Ray, it's in there. It's in the handout section of your GoToMeeting control panel. Does everybody see it? Okay, gotcha. Terry says, yes, it was a bit of a roundabout, but the elite price is there. Good. Okay. All right. Let's see. Bill says, if I'm not able to close within the last 5 minutes of the day session, can I buy or sell using the closing price during extended hours? No. The lowest price we do offer for this course is the $22.95 unless you are an elite subscriber. Terry says, I want to learn more about the options program. Is there anything on your site about it? Yeah, well, Terry, we have a number of different option courses. I'm not going to teach options in this course, but we have other courses that teach options. And if you go into the VectorVest University, you'll see all of our option courses there. Just filter by options, and you'll see all of our option courses in the university. University site is university.vectorvest.com, or if you're in the VectorVest program, just go to the training tab and click on VectorVest University right from the VectorVest program. Training tab, VectorVest University. Okay. Frank says, sounds like a good trade setup, but concerned about the size of the account, I would need to trade $100 stocks. Yeah, I started with a $100,000 portfolio. Guys, honestly, with the RSI 2 and the RSI 25, I would say the minimum is like 40 or 50 grand is where kind of where you should start. If you got 10 grand, you're putting $2,000 into each. Look, the percentages are the percentages, right? The amount of money, it will vary based on how much you're investing, right? So, but percentages are percentages. But I would say, I've traded both of these programs of real money, started with 50 grand. I think that's kind of the minimum where you want to be. Yes, strictly for stock trading. The modules are stock trading, not options. We have other option courses within the VectorVest University. The slides are in the handout section of your GoToMeeting control panel. If you don't see the control panel, click on that orange arrow. That'll pop it open. And you have different sections within that control panel. One of them says handouts. And it says 1 of 5 possibly, and it says TLP webcast, and it's a PDF. One person out there, tell me that you see that. Just one person. All I need is one person, because if one person sees it, then it's there and everybody has. Okay, a ton of I got it, I see it, I got them, good. that means it's there and it's in the handout section. All right. All right. Terry says I'm in. Who else is in, guys? I want to kind of Terry Jensen want to put names to students here. Terry says I'm in. Joe says me. Um, you're welcome, Ken. Absolutely. Again, I like to put names to students. Robert says I'm in. Welcome aboard, Robert. Martin's in. But guys, my email address, write this down. Jerry D, Jerry, D as in David, at VectorVest.com. Michael says, done it and excellent. Awesome, Michael. Jerry D at VectorVest.com. Okay. Um, I look forward to working with you guys. We start in 3 weeks, so you have plenty of time. Remember, once you register, go to VectorVest.com/TLP. Register. You will get almost instantaneous access to the program and the course material. In about a week or so, I'm going to start putting in the searches and your homework assignments into your programs. I'm going to start doing that in about a week or so. But within the next week, you get to watch all the modules, as many as you want. You can view the mastery sessions. All the slides are in the university as well. So you get to digest all of that. It's like Netflix, right? You don't have to wait. I hate it. Even Netflix. Does Netflix do this? Yeah, sometimes they release, one episode a week, you know? It's not the point of Netflix. The point is release them all so we can watch them as much as we want. Here you don't have to wait a week for each module to be released. It's all up front. Yeah, everything's recorded too. Even the live mastery sessions that we do are recorded and uploaded into the university. So if you can't make the live mastery sessions, you'll have access to them within 24 hours after we deliver them within the university. Daryl says, what about using RSI2 in a downtrending market? Yes, I'll teach you guys that as well. Okay, you're welcome, Humphrey. All right, guys, I enjoyed today. I love giving this presentation. I love this trading system. It's fantastic. This is a great course. Myself and Steve Chappell, this is our favorite course to teach. I'll say it over and over again. I love this course. So really look forward to working with you. If you're not sure if you're an elite subscriber, give our support department a call. If you're unsure of anything, give our support department a call, and they will walk you through it. They'll register register you guys if you need, or just any help with anything. So give our support department a call. Have a great day, everybody. See everybody soon. Take care, folks.